Hi, everyone. Welcome back to WCEF. We are going into our crypto gaming series, and I'm very excited to announce our Fireside chat with Mathieu Nouzareth. Mathieu, welcome.
Yeah, hi. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Mathieu is the CEO of Sandbox. And Mathieu, do you want to talk a little bit about what Sandbox is and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Matthew. I'm the US CEO for the Sandbox. And before joining the Sandbox, I was a serial entrepreneur, started 5 companies over the past 27 years, sold 3 and 2 went public. And been spending a lot of my time in gaming and cryptocurrency. So was a very good fit for me to join the Sandbox. And if you don't know the Sandbox is one of the largest, if not the largest, decentralized metaverse. Decentralized obviously means built on the blockchain. We built on the Ethereum blockchain, and the metaverse is really this place where it looks, if you haven't seen it, it looks a bit like Minecraft, where you have an avatar and you go to this. It's a social place, social space where you go and you meet friends and you can talk with them, but also you can play a lot of different games. And the thing about crypto gaming is that the economic engine is really built on the blockchain instead of being built on an Apple App Store or Google App Store, for example. We provide gaming experiences. We have also entertainment experiences, including live concerts with celebrities. We're building also a lot of around digital fashion, art, e-commerce. So as time goes by, we're coming from a gaming background, but we're expanding beyond gaming.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting space, actually. It seems like a lot of different companies are trying to get into the metaverse. What are you seeing as the biggest trends that are happening in the space?
You're right. I mean, a lot of companies are building metaverse, or some existing, incumbent companies already have built some kind of metaverse, the Roblox of the world, the Fortnites and the likes, but they really built onto Web2 technologies and Web2 processes and concepts. And we think it's going to be very hard for them to really enter the Web3 space. So there are several Web3 metaverse already live, us, Decentraland. Some are coming. You've heard about the other side from the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga Labs and others. I think every metaverse has a different view on what the metaverse should be. Ourselves, we're very much into gaming. We think gaming is really the thing that's going to bring people to the metaverse and to Web3 in general. So the Sandbox is really built on game mechanics like quests and challenges. They will have leaderboards and what you usually find in games. In terms of big trends, I think the very, very big trend today is the interoperability between metaverse. And even so we kind of compete with one another, we also kind of benefit from each other's success, because this is something really a big difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is that it's not a zero-sum game. And in Web 2, I was doing mobile game before, pure Web 2 and mobile. And yeah, you have to take away, users from others, from your competitors. And it was more like a zero-sum game. And in Web 3, we felt that really being interoperable and building on other success is beneficial for us as well. And the more value is created, in the space for everyone, the better it is for everybody, for the users, for the creators, but also for the companies and the metaverse themselves. So we see this as really the big trend in the next few months and in the next few years.
Now, what do you see as like the biggest challenge for us to get to that point?
I mean, the crypto industry in general has several challenges. I think the first one is really the onboarding of users past crypto enthusiast people and to reach the general public. And I mean, it's no secret that it's still a bit hard, and we're working hard at the Sandbox to make it smoother and easier to onboard people. We're spending a lot of time trying to refine the process, but I think collectively we still have a long way to go to make it as easy as using a mobile app, for example. We're not there yet. I think it's challenge number one for the metaverse and for the crypto industry in general. For the metaverse in particular, I think a lot of people are building metaverse right now, but building a metaverse is a very complex project. It requires, coordinating backend engineers, front-end engineers, blockchain engineers, user interface experts, and a lot of different people. So I think we are at least a few years away from having more metaverse online. If you're raising money right now to build a metaverse, it's going to take at least 3, 4, or 5 years until you can really launch something meaningful. So I think the challenge is just time. We have to wait for more metaverse to come. Right now, we are the leading one because we had such a head start starting in 2018. And other challenges facing the industry are, maybe more clarity on the regulations as well, especially in the US. Hopefully, we'll get there as well.
Yeah, like that leads to like earning as like play to earn. What is your view on play to earn, and what does the future look like?
So for us, play to earn is really at the core of what we're doing, and the way it works is, we have a token allocation for players, and we give those rewards in the form of Sand token, which is very liquid. It's like, you can really exchange it, and we give them if they achieve certain tasks, for example, or certain quests. So it's a big change from the freemium model you have in mobile gaming from the past, for example. The model is turned upside down a little bit in that we, give real rewards for the players. I think one of the big challenges, to go back to your previous question about the play-to-earn model, is to make sure that this model will truly create value for the players, first and foremost, and as a consequence for us or the token holders as well. And if gaming companies are really going for the quick wins, or they're trying to do a cash grab, I mean, they can work on the short term, but if you want to last, if you want to build a long-lasting metaverse, the only way is actually to build, first and foremost, a gaming experience that is really enticing for users, that have people come back, spend time, invite their friends, and then the consequence is the monetization. So play to earn is very powerful, but it has to be well designed and so that to make sure that the game experience is preserved.
And what would be some guidelines of what you think is a well-designed play-to-earn game?
I mean, there is no one single silver bullet. It's a lot of fine-tuning, tweaks, game balancing, looking at analytics, looking at the metrics, and looking at, okay, how much people are making? Are we giving too much? Are we giving not enough? Is the rewards, are they going in the way of engagement or retention? So it's a whole system. So we're monitoring a lot of KPIs inside the Sandbox to fine-tune this, and we're learning. I mean, no one has really done this before us, so it's a new way of building games. So we're learning every day.
Yeah. If you know of any poster childs for play to earn models, it'd be great to get some feedback from that, because I think we're all still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think everyone is trying to figure it out. I think really it's don't put like the rewards at the center of your game design, but more as a consequence of something or as a result of something. Focus a bit like all games at the end of the day, whether it's a PC game, a console game, a mobile game, focus on engagement and retention first, and monetization second.
Yeah. What do you think are the most appropriate types of games to use this kind of model?
I think all types of games eventually will have some version of them on the play-to-earn model. I don't think there are any limits. It's just it takes time. And if I were an entrepreneur not knowing what to do today, I would really look at existing game mechanics and think, how can I bring this in a play-to-earn model? Because it's still early days, and a lot of companies are working on lots of different games, but the space is still wide open. So it's a land grab right now. So if you want to do that, I would really encourage you guys to launch new games and adopt the play-to-earn method.
Yeah, there's a question actually from the audience. They're curious about who do you think will win the metaverse? Meta, Microsoft, and how high are the chances? Go ahead, finish on, Chris.
So my hope is no one wins, and you have different views of the metaverse. First of all, in people's mind, the metaverse is often seen as this Ready Player One movie. It's controlled by one company. You put virtual goggles and you live in a favela, and then you just live this amazing life in the virtual reality. And I hope we're not going to go in this, for me, what is a dystopian nightmare. And we very much would rather believe in a multi-metaverse world. And as I was saying, in being interoperable between different metaverse. I hope it's going to be a multi-device experience where I know the Sandbox is on desktop PC, desktop Mac, launching mobile version. It might be virtual reality goggles. It might be augmented reality system when they're ready. So and I really hope that this metaverse experience is not going to be controlled by one big tech company, but I hope this experience is going to be belonging to the users and the creators. And this is all the whole ethos of Web3 is really giving power back to the users or to the creators.
Yeah, and like, how high do you think the chances are? Because it's not just gaming as well. Like, I think there's a lot of different types of projects that are trying to utilize the metaverse. Like, how high are the chances that you think that a crypto project could be a leader in this space?
Oh, I think the chances are very, very high. I think the Web2 companies, the incumbents, the Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, Meta, I think they will probably embrace the immersive part of the metaverse, but I don't think they can fully embrace the digital ownership part of the metaverse. And we think that if we are to spend time in the metaverse, playing, being entertained, creating social interactions, even working, you absolutely need digital ownership and this is what NFTs are for. And I think it's going to be almost impossible for these incumbents to really adopt a Web3 engine, because they've been operating for decades on Web2 principles and technologies and process. So I don't see them really have meaningful success with the Web3 engine, but I think they will still be successful and stay the way they are. But I think the next leaders are coming from the Web3 industry for sure.
Yeah, and I think in terms of having people actually utilize it, what do you think is the biggest barrier to entry to increased adoption?
I mean, as I was saying, definitely user onboarding. Too difficult. You have to buy crypto on Coinbase, wait 7 days, send it, install the MetaMask extension on Chrome and send it there, and then understand the seed phrasing. It's a bit too difficult. So for me, that's the biggest challenge. There are other challenges like gas fees, but I think they are being more or less solved. For example, Sandbox, we're migrating to Polygon soon. We're in the process of doing it, and we have some roadblocks as well in users' perception or gamers' perception. Like some people think, we are NFTs and crypto in general, and crypto gaming in particular is bad for the environment, which I think is a red herring, especially when Ethereum is going to move to a proof of stake mechanism sometime in the next few months with the merge. So yeah, several roadblocks, but I think the industry is working hard. And I say we, the Sandbox, but the industry in general, I think we're attracting the brightest mind at the time. Most of the smartest and most ambitious people are working in crypto. So collectively, we're solving those issues one by one. It's going to take some time, but I think we'll get there.
Great. Yeah, we just have a minute left here. If you have any closing remarks about what the future looks like.
No, I'm super excited about the metaverse and what Sandbox is coming up with. We launched season 2 of the Sandbox in March, and the next season, if you want to play, next season is coming in July, and it's going to be amazing with many more experiences. So I hope to see you there.
Awesome. Yeah, if you want to just hang around for a few minutes, I think there might be some questions for you in the chat a little later. I want to thank you so much for coming and joining us today on WCEF.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so if you haven't checked out the Metaverse yet, check out Sandbox. Really, really cool stuff happening over there.